Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of aMillionortheMoon. In this video, I want to talk about the next 1000x altcoin, but not just the next 1000x altcoin. I want to talk about the two next 1000x cryptocurrencies out there. Just because I like you guys so much, I also want to run through my rationale as to why I think I have found these cryptocurrencies that have an above average likelihood to outperform the rest of the crypto market, at least the vast majority of it, for the next several years to come. The top three things I look out for to try and find these cryptocurrencies with an edge. So if you want to find out more, folks, do me and you a favor, like and subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads, because this channel is called aMillionortheMoon for a reason. We're trying to go from very much not being rich to very much so being rich, and want to share our rationale, our process along the way, and hopefully help many others do a similar thing. While we don't do financial advice, we'd certainly like to think that we help other people, at least in the right direction. So folks, without further ado, let's delve into it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're anything like me, you came to these crypto markets and discovered these crypto markets because of the opportunity for life-changing wealth. But, you know, if you've been in this space for a while, if you haven't noticed, the vast majority of people, including myself, and probably you, have not found financial freedom quite just yet. At least most of you have. Now, why is that? Well, I want to let you in a little secret, folks. Right now, we're looking at BitBoy Crypto's channel. Folks, I bring him up not to criticize him in this video. What I do want to bring up in showing his channel is the fact that this guy is the largest cryptocurrency YouTube channel in the world. And therefore, by definition, whatever he's covering, most of the time is likely to be what the majority of the market is looking at. And so if we look at most of his recent videos, he's talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, ApeCoin. What else we got here? We got Ethereum, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, lots of Ethereum, lots of Bitcoin. We got XRP, we have Crypto.com, we have Cardano. What about Elio Trades, another very massive cryptocurrency YouTuber? We got Ethereum, we got Bitcoin, we got AVAX, Solana, we got Terra Luna, we got Phantom, Polygon. How about Crypto Banter, another very popular, very large cryptocurrency YouTube channel? We got Terra Luna, we got Phantom, ApeCoin, Avalanche, Terra Luna, Bitcoin, XRP, Bitcoin, Avalanche, Bitcoin, Avalanche, Terra Luna. Folks, we're starting to see a pattern here, which is the vast majority of people in cryptocurrency are focusing on some of the largest, already well-established cryptocurrencies who have been out there for years and have already had tens of X, hundreds of X, thousands of X price appreciation in the past couple years. And folks, if you follow these cryptocurrencies that are already established, that have already been along, and if you invest in a basket of these well-known cryptocurrencies, top 10, top 20, well, folks, you're going to get what's called average market returns. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum. You know, these are very well established cryptocurrencies. Terra Luna, Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, these are all interesting cryptocurrencies with very interesting new technology, which are very likely to stick around, at least some of these, over long term, because they're building out very interesting infrastructure, and they're all addressing different problems, from scaling solutions, interoperability, to bridging, to transactions per second, to throughput. They're all doing this in different ways. And so while we don't know what cryptocurrencies will exist 10 years down the road, what we do know is that many of these cryptocurrencies are trying to solve intrinsic problems within the crypto space in different ways. And so I'm not trying to necessarily fault all these channels for talking about these cryptocurrencies. I'm sure they get a lot of views for talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, these top cryptocurrencies by market cap. I'm sure they get a lot of views, and there's a lot of audience behind these cryptocurrencies, which is why they talk about them. But folks, if you want life-changing games, if you want to outperform the market, you cannot be looking at what everyone else is looking at. You need to practice what's called above average insight if you want to outperform the market. If you want to do better than the average, you need to have an edge. You need to either follow a cryptocurrency YouTuber such as myself, who brings you high quality opportunities that no one else is talking about, or you need to find a way yourself to practice above average insight. So folks, before I let you guys in on my next, not one, but two 1000x cryptocurrency investment opportunities, I first want to run through my rationale as to how I came to these conclusions. And folks, this is my first of 3 points that I look out for to try and find what the next life-changing opportunity really is. You first need to realize what the vast majority of the market is currently looking at, what average market returns are in this market. So once you realize that what most people are looking at is going to yield you average market returns, so then you got to ask yourself, how do you outperform the market? How do you beat the average? Well, you beat the average by looking at what other people aren't looking at, by being able to practice and implement above average insight. Is there truly anything of high quality, anything of extreme opportunity that most people in this space have neglected, either through ignorance or lack of exposure? You got to ask yourself, do you have an understanding of this crypto market that gives you an edge? Have you come to a conclusion where you have found something of extreme high quality before the vast majority of other people have realized it? That's what insight is. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you guys I've found. And at the end of the video, stick around because I will let you guys know, again, not just one of the next 1000x investments, but two cryptocurrencies that I think are the next 1000x investments in the space. Stay tuned for that. So folks, once you realize you need to have above average insight to outperform the market, it's not good enough to just have above average insight. It also tremendously helps if you are early. Folks, there is a direct correlation between how early you are and your potential return on investment. Folks, I was saying on this channel, when we first started this channel, that Ethereum was an amazing investment at around $300, $400, $500. I mean, all the way up to $1,000. We were singing Ethereum's praises. But once Ethereum got all the way up to $4,000, $3,500, $4,500, me and Messi, who both were on this channel, we were saying we would not be buying Ethereum at those levels. Why is that, folks? Because it's not just about buying a great asset. Sure, if you buy a great asset in cryptocurrency, over enough years, you'll do fine. But you really want to optimize and time your entries in this market. And being in early dramatically affects your return on investment potential. I mean, folks, if you would have bought in to Ethereum at the bottom of the bear market below $200, $150, I mean, you wouldn't care at all about this correction from $4,500 to about $3,000. You'd be straight chilling. But if you bought around $4,500, if you bought, you'd be very worried. So now we've come to two realizations. That number one, you need to, if you want to outperform the market, you need to have above average insight, and it really, really helps out if you are early. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the third factor I look out for to try and outperform the market. But before I do, again, I think these two factors are exactly what we see in this next 1000x, in these next two 1000x investments I'm about to tell you all about. And folks, the third factor, last but certainly not least, that you need to look out for if you want life-changing games, if you want to outperform the market, specifically in cryptocurrency. And this is a point that's very specific to cryptocurrency, because the last 2 points I brought up are very generic to investing in general. You can apply those rules to real estate, you can apply those rules to the stock market, but specifically in cryptocurrency, there is something I have grown to understand over the last couple of years I've been in crypto that is not appreciated enough, that is not spoken of enough, that unfortunately, because this is not spread, many people end up losing a lot of money in cryptocurrency, is because of this one factor. Folks, specifically in cryptocurrency, it is extremely important that whatever piece of DeFi or interesting cryptocurrency you're investing in has built into it the explicit design intention for price appreciation, or in other words, has built-in fundamentals. Because folks, let me tell you, I've invested in dozens and dozens and dozens of different cryptocurrencies and different DeFi projects over the last couple of years, and let me tell you, many of them have performed extremely poorly because while there was extreme utility in whatever dApp or cryptocurrency or token I was investing in, there wasn't the explicit design intention for price appreciation. Maybe it had very poor tokenomics. Maybe it was only governance for tokenomics. If the team does not build in some design factors, some design intentions, either a deflationary mechanism, staking rewards, any kind of token utility, then that token can perform extremely poorly, even if it has great utility. Even if that dApp or if that token or whatever it does has great utility, if there isn't the explicit design intention for price appreciation, for fundamentals, then that token can and will perform very poorly. I've done this myself, folks, where I invest in a great idea, but because it didn't have it built-in fundamentals, it performed very poorly. So just to summarize here, folks, number one, you need to realize what is average market returns, and that's what most people are looking at. So if you want to outperform the market, if you want life-changing gains, you need to practice insight. You need to find what other people aren't looking at that is of extreme high quality. Number two, you need to be early. It very much helps out if you are early. Earlier you are in something, there is a direct correlation between how early you are and your investment and your potential return on investment. So it really helps out if you're early. And then number three, specifically to crypto, you need to look out for something that has the explicit design intention for price appreciation, because I've invested in great ideas in cryptocurrency with lots of utilities that are gaining users, but because there wasn't that design intention, because there was poor tokenomics, that token performed very poorly. And so folks, without further ado, I want to reveal to you what the next 1000x investment that has all three of these factors built into it, and that is PulseX and PulseChain. Ladies and gentlemen, plenty of other channels will talk to you about cryptocurrencies such as XRP, such as Bitcoin, such as Ethereum, such as Cardano, such as Solana, which may do 5x, a 10x, a 20x in the coming 5-10 years, and that's great. For a lot of people, you're going to do fantastic. But a 5, 10, 20x in the next 5 to 10 years is not going to change the lives of the vast majority of people in cryptocurrency. If you want financial freedom, honestly, folks, you're looking at least tens of X's. You need a 30x, you need a 50x, you need a 100x, you need a 1000x if you truly want to go from being a normal person, such as myself, to being financially free for the rest of your life. And that is the opportunity I believe we have here with PulseX and with PulseChain. Folks, these two cryptocurrencies are of extreme high quality, and as we've seen with the vast majority of the rest of the crypto market, nobody is paying attention to this stuff. What is PulseChain? PulseChain is a faster, cheaper version of Ethereum. It's copying the entire system state of Ethereum and plopping it onto a new chain that's proof of stake, that's faster and cheaper, essentially beating Ethereum 2.0 to market. It will be the largest airdrop in history. It is of extreme high quality, and as we've seen, nobody's talking about it. What is PulseX? PulseX will be the main decentralized exchange on PulseChain as extreme fundamentals built into it. It will be deflationary from day one. It will have a buyback and burn program where the protocol buys PulseX on the open market and then burns it. Extremely bullish, not to mention that the PulseX and PulseChain community is all traditionally, or vast majority of the whales, are hex holders who are used to holding for the next 5, 10, 15 years for the next 10,000x. So folks, let's get this straight. With PulseChain and PulseX, if you want to buy it on the open market, you got to buy it off someone like me who ain't trying to sell it to you, who's trying to hold for the next 10,000x. Deflationary from the start. Buyback and burn program for both of these cryptocurrencies. Folks, incredibly bullish tokenomics of incredibly high quality that nobody else is talking about. These things don't even exist yet, so you are extremely early, where even if you didn't get into the sack phrase, folks, I will be buying more PulseX and more PulseChain when this thing goes live. It is extremely early. Folks, in my opinion, PulseChain is the next Cardano. It's the next Solana. Look at what something like Solana has done over the last couple years here. We've seen over 23,000% growth from all-time low to all-time high, and I do believe that PulseChain is the next major Ethereum competitor. It's the next major Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, Polkadot. It will be in that top 5, top 10 by market cap in the next 5 years, I believe. All speculation, nobody knows for sure. So let me ask you folks, what would you rather get into? Something that's already appreciated tens of thousands of percent, or PulseChain, which is beating Ethereum 2.0 to market? We are early as shit, folks, and that gives you an extreme edge when it comes to your potential return on investment. And then number 3, the thing that I cannot understate, the thing that is so lacking in so much of crypto we see today, is that with both PulseChain and PulseX is built into the design, the explicit intention for price appreciation. I mean, my God, it's on the website. PLSX is designed to increase in value. Now, normally you'd want to be wary of statements such as that. I mean, there's tons of shit coins out there that claim, they're designed to appreciate in value. But given the track record of Hex, where Richard Hart said, I am designing Hex to do a 10,000x in less than 2 years, and it goddamn did it, it lends Richard Hart a lot of extra credibility when he builds out his next project, PulseChain and PulseX. He said he was going to design Hex to do a 10,000x. It goddamn did it. Now he's saying, I'm going to do it not just one more time, but 2 more times with PulseChain and PulseX. And given the track record of him actually succeeding at building out cryptocurrencies designed to appreciate in value, I am personally very much so inclined to take him at his word and give him the benefit of the doubt that I wouldn't have otherwise if he didn't have a track record of success. PulseX has lower fees than most competing exchanges. The fee to users is lower than on most competing exchanges. Most tokens inflate at high rates, while PLSX never inflates. The supply only becomes more rare, as 21% of all fees could be used to buy up the price and burn the freshly minted PLSX. Similar things happening with PulseChain, folks, where PulseChain, there is a burn mechanism, so PulseChain will be deflationary from day one. It is proof of stake. It is faster and cheaper than Ethereum. No inflation, folks, and the people who are holding it are people like me who ain't trying to goddamn sell it to you. So ladies and genitals, while I don't know any of this shit for sure, while I'm not a financial advisor, while this video is not financial advice, I have just shared with you guys the factors, the ingredients needed in the recipe for price appreciation. And again, while I could be wrong and all of this is speculative and none of this is guaranteed, these 2 opportunities, PulseX and PulseChain, have all the necessary ingredients for what the next 1000x would look like. So folks, like and subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads, because unlike other channels, I'm not bringing you the next 2x, the next 5x, the next 10x, and the next 5 to 10 years. No, I am bringing you what's likely to be one of the best performing assets in the world for the next several years to come, and not just 1, 2. PulseChain and PulseX are likely to be among the best performing assets in the world for the next several years to come. So folks, if you like the video, like and subscribe. If you want to support us, consider becoming a VIP Discord member, where among many things I share my investment portfolio, what I'm up to. None of it's financial advice, but it's a great way to support the channel and help us survive until PulseChain comes out, because I have sacked all my money to richer art projects and different protocols within the PulseChain ecosystem. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Until next time, folks, take care.